Hello there football fans and welcome to the first episode of the Football Crazy podcast. I am your host Jeffrey Gibson and today I am going to be discussing what needs to be changed at Sunderland to make sure they finally get themselves back into the Championship next season, so let's begin. For starters, we must not rely on the free agent market, as we have relied heavily on it in recent years, and in my opinion, the free agents we have signed have not been up to the standard we need to get promoted. And hopefully we will be able to finally spend some money on quality players who can get us back to the Championship. I also guess the first question that needs to be asked is Lee Johnson the right man for the job of taking us back to the Championship? And to be completely honest with you, I don't know. A part of me wants to give him a chance to get us promoted next season, but a part of me thinks he's not a good enough manager to do that. But if he does stay, and if by game 10 we're not in the top 2 positions in the league, Lee Johnson must go, and we must bring in a manager who has the ability to take us back up. Now with that said, let's discuss the players, starting with players I would get rid of, and as much as I like Grant Leadbitter, I think he is just making up the numbers at the club, and I think his place in the squad could go to a midfielder that is younger and let's face it better than he is currently, and an example of a player I would replace him with is Bradley Dack from Blackburn Rovers who would cost us roughly £770k. And I think that is a transfer that is more than doable, if we are willing to spend money this summer, which is a fear I have. Another player I would get rid of is Aidan McGeady, and it is for the same reason I would get rid of Grant Leadbitter, and I would sign Jordan Jones on a permanent deal to replace him, and to do this it would cost us roughly £540k. Now don't get me wrong, I still think Aidan McGeady is a good player, but I think we need wingers who can play every 90 minutes in the league, and not spend their time warming up the bench. I would also sell Chris Maguire, for the same reasons for selling Leadbitter and McGeady, and I would replace him with Marcus Maddison, but that might be a difficult transfer to pull off as I don't see him dropping back down to League One, after winning promotion to the Championship last season with Peterborough, but if we are willing to spend the money, who knows, it might be doable, but I guess we will have to wait and see. I also think we need to sign a striker that is good enough to partner Charlie Wyke up front, as the strikers we currently have at the club are not up to the job. I would love to see Jermaine Defoe return, but I fear he may be too old to play all the matches in League One. This one may be wishful thinking, but I would also go for Ivan Toney because he would definitely grab us the goals we need to get up, but I don't see him joining a League One team. We must also bring in Dion Sanderson back from Wolves on a permanent deal, as he has been brilliant for us since he arrived at the club on loan, but I have a feeling Wolves will make it difficult for us to bring him back on a full-time deal. Well, no matter what happens over the summer regarding transfers and Lee Johnson's future at the club, let's enjoy the Euros and support the England football team all the way, and hopefully Gareth Southgate and his team can finally bring football home. Speaking of the Euros, we will be doing episodes of the Football Crazy podcast after every England game, so to make sure you don't miss out, subscribe to the channel, and until the first England game, thank you so much for listening, stay safe and see you soon.